Oh, wait. So listen, I am a grown man and I am able to change my mind if and when I want to change my mind. Okay. Um, so clearly, I have changed my mind about reviewing the Real Housewives of Potomac. Hey, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. Listen, no one. I don't want to. This is what I said I'm going to do for season 9. I really want to try and let some of the things of the past go. Right now, I will probably reference, you know, a season or two. Um, Things will be mentioned, but for the most part, because nobody. This is the thing. Nobody is forcing me to watch this show. I am watching this show because I am choosing to watch this show. Um, so because I am choosing to watch this show, I don't want to be one of those people who, how some people hate watch? You know what I'm saying? Like they just watch to just complain and just be upset. Like that's not my goal. Um, I don't want to get worked up. I don't want to be one of those people who are just watching Potomac just to fuss and cuss every review, right? I want to watch this show and try and find some type of enjoyment while watching it, right? Now we still gonna call out the BS, but we want to have fun. We want to have fun. You know, before we get into the review, I have to say this. Let's address the pregnant lady in the room. I have said this 5 times. I'm going to say it for the 6th time. I am so disgusted in Bravo, NBC Universal for letting Candice Dillard Bassett go. Now, whether she was terminated, whether she walked away, I believe Candice quit. Whether she received her pink slip in a white box, the fact of the matter is that she is not participating in season 9. And I think that it is absolutely ludicrous for us to have been on this woman's journey from her being introduced to the show with her then fiance, living in a home that she purchased with her mother, to her buying her first home, I think, with her husband, us meeting her stepkids, us meeting her mother and her father, and even her half brother, her sister. Um, we've seen this woman embark on a new journey as far as, her releasing her first album, acting. And then we get to the point where she is kind of like rounding her story out. Now she's pregnant. And this is when y'all say, oh, okay, girl, you can go. I will never forgive. Here we go with this ring light. This might be a sign that I might not need to review Potomac because I ain't never had no issues with this ring light until, well, for the last like month or so. Um, I just think that it's ridiculous that they really did not continue to document Candace's pregnancy journey. I think that it is unacceptable. I think heads need to roll. I think that this would have been something great for us to see how Candace navigates um, her first pregnancy, right? But it is what it is. I did do a little extra homework, girl, and I fixed the opening credits on how the opening credits should have been. Okay? I gave y'all 3 pictures that y'all should have had. Okay? I had one with Candace turned sideways. Okay. I had another one with her with a white dress on with stripes. And then I had another one with her with a dress with some little chicken feathers or whatever it is at the top. That's how the opening credits should have been for season 9. But since y'all don't want to do right in Potomac, girl, we got what we got. It is what it is. All right, y'all. So we back down to the Real Housewives of Potomac season 9. This is episode 2. I will probably reference some things that happened in episode 1, but I will not be reviewing episode 1. It's done. It's over. All right. So the episode starts off where it left off. Mia is in the bathroom crying like a white woman. Girl, I am so disappointed in Mia because Mia has been on this show too long. There is no way that Karen nor Giselle would have been able to sit in front of my face and let's talk. I hope this review not too long. Girl, I really want this light to work. I'm telling y'all, it just started messing up with this Potomac review. I'm not lying to y'all. Can we talk? So this is the thing, right? We know how people get when you mention kids on these reality shows. I really do believe that for the most part, most of the time when people bring kids into the conversation, it's not them talking about the kids. Now, I can recall a time or two where somebody did talk about the kids, but for the most part, I do believe it's more of an attack on your parenting than it is them talking about your kids. But I have come to believe that, girl, just leave the kids out of it. Because what always happens is when somebody brings up kids, it just goes left. Um, because people, and I do believe that because some people do realize you're talking about their parenting, they'll switch it up and be like, "You talking about my kids? Girl, ain't nobody saying nothing about ain't nobody saying nothing about your child." Okay. In this situation, with Giselle telling Mia that you did not protect your kids, Giselle has some nerve. I don't care if it's their father or not. Somebody could say the same thing for Giselle. Giselle had kids with a man who was throwing penis all around that church house, okay? And they say was having babies on her to the point where her homegirl said she had to take a visit to Sing Sing. Now, I don't know what Sing Sing is, but the people say that Sing Sing is a mental health institution, okay? For her to turn back around and get into another relationship with this man. Did you protect your kids? I don't give it if it is their father. What type of example are you setting for your kids to get back with the man who dogged you out the first go around? That's how Mia should have went after Giselle. Real quick and easy. Karen, while you worried about my kids being plastered all around the news or whatever you said, let's worry about your mug shot being plastered around the news after you ran into Mr. Owl's tree. Okay? Let's worry about your mug shot being plastered. Let's worry about that mug shot being plastered for that second DUI. Okay? Don't worry about what I got going on over here with me and my kids. That's how Mia should have wrapped them up. But see, Mia, she run to the restroom like a white woman. Crying. Girl, if you don't get it together, if you don't get it together and go back out there, it is not what you say, it's how you say it. If Giselle would have said, Mia, how do you feel about Gordon revealing that your kids burst in on you and DJ Envy? What's his name? What's the man's name? What's his name? You know what's his name? Whatever, the DJ. Okay. Um, how do you feel about him letting us know that he burst in on the kids, burst in on you and the kid, you and your man? There's ways that Giselle could have said it without it coming across as though she was attacking Mia's mothering. But this is I got something for Mia too. G is not a victim. Let me tell y'all something right now. G is old, okay? But please don't forget that G, it's just coming around, it's just coming back to bite him in his tail. G left his wife for Mia, right? Because he wanted the younger, prettier girl. So he left his wife, right? Wasn't he married when he first met Mia? And now this is his get back, right? So now Mia, we're gonna get into the business relationship in a little bit. No, we can talk about it right now. So in the first episode, I told you I was gonna be referencing some old episodes, probably old seasons too. Jackie, during the conversation, said that it was more of a business relationship. And some of them were like, "Oh, that's business." Girl, girl, shout out to Gabor. Can we have some real talk? Can we have some real talk? Correct me if I'm wrong. But the origin of marriage was always a business relationship. That's the thing that people don't like to admit or recognize. Back in the day, young girls would be given away to older men. And in exchange for your daughter's hand in marriage, right, they would have to give their father money, a goat, a horse, something in exchange. Because now I'm giving you my property. Now she becomes your property. It's always been a business relationship. Somewhere along the line, y'all made it about love. Okay? It is what it is. Mia's and G's relationship was a business transaction. And I don't give a damn what nobody got to say. Mia knows it. Jackie knows it. G knows it. I'm going to get with you. You oldest. And let me just say this. I like older men. Y'all already know, right? The guy I used to talk to, the guy I was dealing with, not talking. We was talking, but we wasn't talking. Okay. The guy I used to deal with, we would have grown up time. Okay. He is at least 60. I don't know his exact age. I'll say this. When I first met him, which was years ago, he was 57. He has to be at least, girl, 60, probably 65 now. Probably 65. When I first met him, I thought he was in his 40s. Six pack, workout, eats very well, doesn't drink. I mean, when he do drink, it's like a beer or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But he don't really drink, works out, watches what he puts in his body. So I like older men too, but we have to be honest. Even if it sounds trifling, when you see an older man with a younger woman, and we find out the man has money, we do tend to assume that she's with him because he has money and he's with her because she's his trophy. Mia was G's trophy. G was Mia's ATM. The ATM is dried up. So Mia got her panties and her bras and she called ghost. It was a business transaction. And as trifling and as as it may sound, the kids were a part of the business transaction. It doesn't take away from the kids being loved by the mother and the father, but I do believe the kids were a part of the transaction. But please don't get it twisted. I don't feel sorry for G. I feel like there are too many people trying to defend G, especially Giselle and Karen. Worried about why y'all worried about G? G knew what he was getting into. Maybe he didn't. Now he know. Anyways, so Giselle invites um, Wendy to dinner. Can we just call a thing a thing? Giselle received an ultimatum. She received a phone call to the principal's office, right? You're the one who's holding the show back. So you need to make good with Wendy. Oh, can I say something? I think the women who they brought into the show this season are absolutely gorgeous. I think Jossie is gorgeous. I think Stacy is gorgeous. I think Kay is absolutely gorgeous. But girl, y'all see, girl. They said, girl, we got to try to beat these colorist accusations. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hold up this brown paper bag. We need all the girls to be darker than this brown paper bag. It ain't no it ain't is it a coincidence? Shout out to Nene Leaks. Is it a coincidence? Girl, you don't think it's girl, y'all don't think it's a coincidence that girl they really brought in 3 brown skinned girls? Girl, come on, y'all. But it's okay. It's okay. But I clocked T. I clocked it. 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 So Wendy and Giselle go out for lunch. The conversation was very quick. They didn't show a lot of the conversation. Now, Wendy was online and Wendy had something to say about the conversation. Let me read the tweet. So, shout out to Brooke Ashley, the Brooke Ashley. The Brooke Ashley wrote on Twitter, I'm all for moving on, forgiving, but we have to have some tough conversations to get to the root. Wendy let her off way too easy and didn't bring up anything. This is crazy. And then Wendy responded to the Brooke Ashley and she said, no, baby, I brought up everything, saying I could not use her bathroom at the Reasonably Shady event, saying it was okay for me to be assaulted because she does not like me, bringing up a fake rumor about my husband, talking badly about my mother, etc. It was a 2-hour lunch. Hashtag RHOP. I got this information from All True Tea. Shout out to All True Tea. This is a thing, and I don't want to go backwards. I don't, and it is what it is at this point. Giselle is clearly protected. Giselle came into the conversation telling Wendy that basically you talk to people in a condescending tone whenever you get mad at them. I'm glad Wendy said, well, baby, y'all come knocking on my door. I don't give a damn what nobody got to say. Wendy ain't did shit to Giselle. Nothing. Nothing. Giselle got upset because Wendy cussed her ass out when she came for her marriage. Please don't get it twisted. Giselle, these cameras, okay? Right? Remember when they were, where were they at? North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia? I don't know where they was at. When Ashley had just had that baby 72 hours, was still bleeding, girl, you know what I'm saying? And came up to drop a bomb just for her to get back on the bus and go back home. Giselle never got over Wendy cursing her out. See, this is a problem with Jizzy. Jizzy, and this is a problem with some of the fans. We don't have to just call it for what it is. People want to give Giselle a pass because she's doing what she needs to do for the show, right? Well, getting your ass cursed out is a part of the show too. So if you want to do what you want to do in the name of the show, then I'm going to cuss your ass out in the name of the show. Okay? See, Giselle head ain't never spun the way that it was spinning when she got cursed out by Candace and when she got cursed out by Wendy. Yes. And guess who came for who first? It was Giselle. So now Giselle doesn't like the way that you talk to people. Well, girl, guess what? If you come to my door trying to fight me and something come flying through that door and hit you in your stomach and land you on your back and you looking at the ceiling, don't tell the people that something hit you in your stomach and you got blood flowing out of your body on the floor and you looking at the ceiling. Tell them that you came to my house to fight. Start at A. See, Giselle wants to start at G. No, we're gonna start at A. We're gonna start at A. We starting at A over here. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to show what Wendy said to Giselle during the lunch because they know that Giselle is wrong. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna show Giselle saying one thing she doesn't like about Wendy. We're gonna show Wendy saying one thing she doesn't like about Giselle. So we'll let Wendy say, "Oh, well, I don't like the fact that you try to alienate people when you get upset." Right? When you get upset, that's code for you try and ice the girls out. You did it with me. You did it with Candace. You can do what you want to do, but when we respond, when there's a reaction to your action, then there's a problem. Um, Giselle says in the confessional that girl, they might be on their way to being besties. Wendy says we ain't gonna be no besties. Can I say something? Girl, we just talking. I keep trying to tell y'all, and y'all don't want to believe me, that Wendy does not give a damn about being friends with Giselle. Wendy is doing what's best for the show and for her to keep her job. Because let's just call it a bigger thing. To help her just quit her job down to that schoolhouse. Okay? She let that good professor job go. So I said, okay, clearly the checks are hitting at Bravo for Miss Wendy now. Because girl, she gave up that check for this check. She can always go back. You know what I'm saying? Or if she can't, even if she can't go back to Johns Hopkins, she can go to another university if push comes to shove. Um, but Wendy let that check go to for the Potomac check. I really think that Wendy is one of the girls that understands the assignment. Giselle don't understand the assignment. See, Giselle is still stuck at the AKA home at Hampton University when she was Big Sister Green Eyes, right? Wendy just wants to do what Andy has told them to do. Y'all gonna have conflict, but y'all are supposed to come to some type of resolve, right? Wendy does not care about being Giselle's friend. That's exactly why she chose Karen over Giselle this episode. That's exactly why when Karen sent an invitation the day of Giselle's event, Wendy chose Karen over Giselle. Because in the grand scheme of things, Wendy don't give a fuck about Giselle like that. I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do because this is what my boss told me to do. When it's all said and done, we ain't gotta talk. Her feelings hurt. We can get into it and I can cuss your ass out and I can go and shoot the scene. You got mad because you started it and I cursed your ass out. But I can move forward though. We don't have to be friends. And again, this is the best example I can give so far is Wendy not even attending Giselle's event in honor of her father. I'm gonna go to Karen's event and we just received the invite at 6 o'clock this morning. Hey, because girl, I don't fool with you like that. You don't fool with me like that. We'll play along to get along. We'll laugh and kiki. Hey girl, how you doing? But when it's all said and done, girl, But y'all think that Wendy wants to just be in Giselle's space. No, I have a job to do. That's it. Um, okay. So Stacey is absolutely gorgeous. Stacey reminds me of Kenya Moore. I remember when I first saw Stacey online, and I think they had announced that she was. I think they announced she was. I can't remember what it was, but I initially thought it was Kenya. I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "Oh, they go Kenya," and I was like, "Hold up, that's not Kenya." Girl, Stacey is from Detroit. Stacey and Kenya need to look into that because Stacey and Kenya really could pass for at least cousins. But Stacey is gorgeous. She is going through a divorce with her husband. Well, with her husband. That don't, I was gonna say with her husband though, but that don't mean she was just because she's going through a divorce doesn't mean that you could assume she was gay. But anyway, so she's going through a divorce with her husband, with a man, and they have a daughter together. Right now, they don't want the daughter. I think her name is Arabella, Ariabella. I can't remember the baby's name. She's 7 or 8 years old, but they don't want her to know the ins and outs of. They don't want her to know about the divorce until it's finalized. Once they have everything situated, as far as like, I guess like parenting, I mean like custody agreement, the school she's going to go to, then they'll let her know. She also has an apartment in DC. So I guess like whenever the daddy is home, I guess he travels for work. I don't know. But whenever the father is home, you know, she uses, I have to go to work. So that's her way to kind of get out of the house and I guess go to her apartment. I think it's downtown DC or somewhere in DC. Um, but yeah, shout out to Stacy. So we move on to Kay and Karen. I cannot remember that girl's name. We're gonna call her Kay because that's what Karen calls her. It's like Kiriana or something like that. But Kay. Kay is gorgeous. Her and her man are building a home together. She recently just moved in with her man into his home that he already has. Um, and she said she's happy because she ain't got to bring no whole bag. I said, whoa, come on. Let me tell you something. You got to be a girl of a particular age to know what a whole bag is. Shout out to the girls who know what a whole bag is. We'll talk about it another day. The girls who know are the girls who know. Okay. Um, she talked about her fiance very, very swiftly. Her fiance, I think 9 years ago, he died. I don't know how he died, but she had a fiance who died. Giselle did not invite Kay to the event. Now, in Giselle's defense, I have to say, I did hear, I don't know if this is true or not, but the word on the street was Kay wasn't even supposed to be coming back. I don't know if it was due to the fight or what happened, but I think once, Robin got her pink slip, Candace wasn't coming back. Girl, I felt like they were probably scrambling to kind of figure out some stuff. But from what the word was, Kay wasn't even supposed to come back. So I really do believe that Giselle I think production told Giselle, "Hey, this is who coming." It's some girl named Jossie, girl. What I'm saying? They say Jackie coming, girl. You know what I'm saying? So Giselle had a list, but I don't think Kay was on the list. So Giselle didn't really think to invite Kay because, again, from what I saw online, Kay wasn't even coming back. And then I read that she was coming back as a friend. And then I guess because of what she probably gave throughout the season, they promoted her to an official housewife. But I don't think that Giselle. I really don't think Giselle was being shady. I just don't think she knew that she was coming back once the season started. But anyway, so that's what Giselle. I mean, that's what Karen and Kay were talking about. I don't think she. I don't think she received an invite to the. Giselle and Ashley were throwing an event. For basically, that bullshit line. Giselle and Ashley that had a pair of socks, a sweater, a hat. I think a wristband. I don't know, girl. A mat. I don't know. Um, they're transitioning from, I guess, apparel. Is that what's going? I don't know what's going on to like health and wealth and fitness. I don't know. I guess I want to focus more on like the inside than the outside. I don't know, child. That was dumb. I'm sorry. Can we just call a thing a thing? Girl, that was dumb for Giselle and Ashley to even try. Like, girl, y'all, like, I think that when you have a platform as big as these housewives, you should definitely do something with your platform. Please don't be like a Toya or a Sheree, right? And not utilize what has been placed in front of you. But um, I think that I think you should utilize the platform, but also think that, girl, it should be things that at least make sense. Not to say that if it fails, it doesn't make sense, but can we just call a thing a thing? Why would Giselle come out with an athleisure wear line? Like, why? It would probably make a little bit more sense for Ashley, because I heard in real life Ashley has a yoga studio or something with yoga. She just doesn't promote it on the show. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what the people were saying online. Okay, that's what I heard. Um, but yeah, I just it never made sense from the get go. Never. Like, y'all need to do stuff that makes, like, it made sense even though it flopped. It made sense for Giselle to try and come out with like a makeup line, right? It made sense for Giselle to try to come out with like an eyelash line, because I could see why she would probably go that route, because people look at Giselle as a beautiful girl, so she wants to try to, you know what I'm saying? Like, that makes sense. It just did not make sense for her to come out with an athleisure wear. Like, I just didn't understand it. It just didn't make sense to me. Anyways, so Ashley and Stacy meet up to go for a walk. Ashley, girl, you ain't got no business even remotely judging anybody's situation. Ashley finds out that Stacey is basically still married to her husband and they still live together. Girl, what are you doing? Girl, the same thing you doing. Girl, you've been talking about this divorce from Michael since season 4, bitch. Okay, girl, you ain't got no room to be judging nobody what they got going on in their life, especially Ashley. Girl, when I say Ashley is the definition of a glass house, girl, shut up. Okay, you shouldn't even be making those smart comments. You shouldn't even be making any slick comments. You shouldn't have nothing to say about anybody's setup. You can't talk about Robin and Juan. You can't talk about Stacy and her man. You can't talk about nobody. You can't talk about Ray and Karen. Girl. You can't talk about Jamal and Giselle. Girl, you are the last person to say anything. Hush. Okay? Anyways, girl. I'll be turning these little things up. Can I say something? I'm about to say something. And I don't want it to come across. Excuse me. I don't want it to come across as insensitive. Because one thing I try to do, I try to be aware of the things that I say, even though I have rewatched some old or saw some old clips. And I did cringe at some of the things that I was like, oh, girl, that is so tacky. Girl, you look a mess. So I have thought about some of the things I have said down to these YouTube streets, and I regret some of the things. Not a lot, just a couple. But can I say something? And I hope this is not one of the things that I regret saying. So Stacey and Ashley are talking about Ashley being a biracial woman. She identifies as black, all that good stuff. Okay, girl. And then they start to talk about their children and how I took the conversation. Y'all tell me how y'all received the conversation. It sounded as if they were saying that their kids are not around a lot of black people. Bitch, that's y'all fault. If your kids are not around their people, that's your fault. Because it sounds like Stacy's husband makes it his mission for the little girl to be around Opa and Appa. What she called him? What she called him? His side of town. So you need to make it your mission to make sure that your daughter is around your people on the other side of town. You got Ashley talking about how her sons, basically like the most black people they're usually around are like her family. Other than that, all I heard was basically all around, they use around white people. Because that's what y'all are choosing. Sorry. I don't want to hear nothing about y'all children not being able to relate to black people or not being around black people because it sounds like y'all not bringing them around no niggles. Can we talk plain? Because Michael making sure that he go around them kids go around his side of the family or whatever, or I don't know if he got no family over here or not. But you know what I'm saying? So I was a little like taken aback by the conversation. Like, okay, girl, I'm gonna leave it alone. But that's what I got from the conversation. Let me know what y'all got from the conversation. Stacy is dating a Christian man. Girl, Stacy, girl. Stacy, I like Stacy. I like Stacy, I do. But girl, tell your man shut the fuck up because y'all kill me. He don't want to have sex, which is fine. But girl, he's literally dating a married woman. Even with Stacy going through a divorce, the fact still remains she is still a married woman. Even with Stacy not having sex with her husband, even with Stacy having her own apartment in downtown DC or somewhere in DC, she is still technically, legally a married woman. So he ain't got no issue dating a married woman, but girl, what he draw the line at is having sex. Girl, y'all be moving the line too much for me. Y'all be moving the line too much for me. I don't like it. Girl, these girl, girl, this is thing, girl. What is that? Girl will destroy these. Karen and Giselle meet up at Giselle's home. Giselle look cute. She lost some weight. I said, "Come on, Ozempic." So I'm trying to be nice this season. Um, Giselle and Karen meet up. Giselle is making cookies. She said, I ain't gonna lie, them cookies did look good. I did want me a cookie or two. Okay. Girl, I did want about 3 or 4 of them cookies and some sweet tea. See, I'm different from y'all girls. I like sweet tea. Y'all be like, I need milk with my cookies. No, girl. No. Girl, give me some cookies and ice. Give me a big glass of ice cold sweet tea. And just give me a napkin, honey. I will, girl. Just leave me alone. Girl, leave me alone till I finish my sweet tea and my cookies, okay? Um. So Karen says that Jackie, I can never pronounce her name. Jacqueline. Can I pronounce that lady's name? I will mess a name up. So Jackie is in timeout. Karen, when I tell y'all that Karen Huger has managed to pull the Jedi mind trick on these heifers, girl, the simple fact that Karen, girl, can we talk about Karen for a second? I don't want to say that Karen is an alcoholic. But Karen, in the name of not calling her an alcoholic, she definitely has a drinking problem. I don't think that just because you receive a DUI that makes you an alcoholic. People go through stuff, right? Someone could have just died in your family. Something traumatic could have happened, even outside of death. And it could have just been that day where you were not supposed to be getting behind the wheel of a car. you had too much to drink, and then boom, you got a DUI. That does not make you an alcoholic. This is Karen's second DUI, and we've heard plenty of stories how Karen supposedly calls the girls when she has too much to drink, right? We've heard the stories from from Robin. Now we have one from Jackie. I don't want to say that, I don't think that it's fair to say that Karen is still not grieving the loss of her mother. How and ever. Her mama was still alive the first DUI. Correct me if I'm wrong. So at this point, with Karen having multiple DUIs, with Karen being the person to call people when she's drunk, and it's like the random people, like who would ever think that she would be calling Robin? As much as she cussed Robin out, right? Who would think that she would be calling Jackie? When she got drunk, remember how she told us she wanted her money back from Ray? Hey! Here's how I want my money back. Remember they were in the basement at Monique's house? I want my money back. Karen definitely has a drinking problem. But is she an alcoholic? I'm going to leave that alone. But mama definitely has a drinking problem. And I think that it is so crazy how Karen has managed to, even though we're only on the second episode, how Karen really came into this season. When I tell you, bitch, I was looking at Karen like, bitch, Karen is really, girl, I couldn't even get mad at Karen because Karen is really working her shit. Karen is working her set. Like, when I tell you, Karen really came in on some, either you bitches gonna stand with me, and you better realize how low you gonna go with me. Either you're gonna be a soldier for Karen Huger, or either, girl, we're gonna have an issue. Karen literally came, and that was all sitting at that table like, oh, okay. Good, I don't know how Karen is on her second DUI telling y'all what y'all will and will not do. But she did it. Okay? And then got mad at Jackie because Jackie said, bitch, baby, when Jackie said, I listened, but Jackie wasn't lying. When Jackie said, what the hell I wrote? She said, I'm just happy no one was hurt, no child. I'm just happy no child was killed. I said, I know that's right. I'm just waiting for the judgment to come back, right? Karen is receiving an award from Femme Powered, something like that. It's the same day as Giselle's event. Fast forward, this review is getting too long. Karen sends out an invitation the day of Giselle's event. And she's inviting the ladies to watch her receive this award. When I tell you, baby, I said, oh, girl. When I tell you, I low-key gagged. I said, Karen, girl, baby, Karen really sent out an invitation to the ladies the day of Giselle's event, really and truly honoring her father. Girl, girl, for Karen to pull a stunt in the show, and I was like, oh, girl, Karen is really, I couldn't even really get mad at Karen because I'm like, oh, the girl, like Karen is really low key working this season. Karen then came and then told y'all, checked y'all from the get go about her DUI, second DUI on top of that. And she already sent the invitation out the day of the event inviting the ladies, and guess what the ladies did? Now, in the ladies' defense, Giselle got upset because at this point the ladies wanted to try and attend both events. Giselle did say in that text message, she told the ladies, just go to Karen's event. Did she not say that, y'all? But then she got upset. But see, this is again proves my point of what I've been seeing. Y'all gonna start listening to me one day. Girl, be right. Y'all don't want to listen to me. Karen has a respect that Giselle does not have. Karen is liked amongst this group of women. Giselle is not. They really don't fool with Giselle like that. They have to because, girl, they put Giselle in charge. But when it comes down to it, they will choose Karen. And this is a prime example. They've been knowing about Giselle's event, honoring her father who passed away due to brain cancer. They received an invitation the same day. And guess who Wendy chose? I told y'all Wendy don't give a fuck about being friends with Giselle. And guess who Wendy chose? Karen. Kay went to Karen's. They all made a pit stop at Karen's event first. And then tried to make it to Giselle's. But see, this is what happens when you talk to people crazy and you treat people like shit, Giselle. See, Giselle wants to be able to do what she wants to do, say what she wants to say, and then think it won't come back and bite her in the ass. You just told Mia a day or two earlier that, girl, she didn't protect her kids and expected that lady to come and still support you in the name of your father. The way you've been disrespecting Wendy for how many seasons now? Y'all just made up 24 to 48 hours ago. Girl. And you thought Wendy was going to choose you over Karen? No, she's not. And now you're mad. Now you're mad about it. You're mad. The ladies made it to the event at 8:02. Now this is where I was like, okay, girl, not Wendy. Giselle didn't want them to come at all. Okay. But then I think Ashley talked her into like, well, just see if they can make it. They may make it. I felt like the urgency that Giselle had was not the urgency that was being communicated from Ashley to the ladies. So when the ladies got there, again, they were supposed to be there at, I guess they were supposed to be there at 8:00, right? Or they assumed it would be okay for them to come at 8:00. Once they got there, I'm not gonna when I tell you about screen. Baby Giselle was taking a picture with a guest. Girl, when Giselle said, hold on, get out. Hey! Ooh! Girl, when Giselle stopped Giselle started walking around that corner. She said, just a minute. Get out. Get out. William, get out. Turn around. Leave. Can I understand? If we're going to be fair, I like to be fair. If I'm going to be fair, do I understand why Giselle feels the way that she feels? Giselle's father just passed away, right? 10 months ago when this scene was shot, I believe. So it's still fresh. It's still very sensitive, right? It's not like this is Giselle's 5th or 6th annual, fundraiser or whatever, honoring her father, and they've been to 2 or 3 or 4 or 5, and they just didn't make this one. This is the very first one, and her father just passed away, right? So I get where Giselle is coming from, but Giselle also needs to understand that on some real shit, you want to walk around her talking to the girls crazy, you want to walk around her treating the girls crazy, and then expect them to be at something that means something to you, and they don't give a fuck about it. That's the gag. I'll get there when I get there. I want to see Karen first, though. That's what happened. So you had Jackie and Vivian go. They just friends of the show. But you had Stacy, Wendy, Kay, and Mia, girl, that's more than half of the housewives. And Karen, all at Karen's event. So if that wasn't enough to Giselle, you got 5 of the housewives at Karen's event, and you only got 2 at Giselle's, and some friend and a couple of friends. And then you also got a friend, Jossie, at Karen's event first. That's why Giselle was upset. Because that right there showed Giselle, oh girl, they really don't fool with me like that. They don't. But Giselle, look how you treat the girls though. You treat the girls like they're beneath you. But I still laughed at Giselle when she kicked them out though. Anyways, that's pretty much it, y'all. So we back. Let me look over the notes. We back, season 9, episode 2. Mm-hmm. Girl, all I know is, girl, Ashley's children, girl, no shade. Ashley's children, Stacy's daughter, Drake's son. Drake ain't even got nothing to do with this, but I brought him in this girl. Girl, they might get their ass whooped if they mess around and say the N-word to the wrong person. Let me shut up. Anyways, all right, y'all, that's it. I'm gone. I'll talk to y'all later. Have a good night. Bye, y'all.